Hi, Jackie Van Ruler here. In today's video, I want to talk about facial reflexology for bladder cancer. As always, I do have a face map to accompany this video, and I will post this to my Instagram channel at Jackie Van Ruler. I also post it to Buy Me a Coffee if you would like to print a copy or you want to support my work through Buy Me a Coffee. Here we're going to start right at the top of the forehead, right in the center. This is a point for the bladder. This is a point you want to start with, but you don't want to end with because it does cause energy to rise in the body, and at the end of a routine we don't want to have energy rise and give a headache or anything like that. Next we're going to be doing the kidney points, so corners of the mouth all the way up to the forehead. If you come down just a tiny bit, you might feel a little spot where your fingers kind of sit into. Those are the kidney spots. We want to sit here, we want to work the left side really well, like for about 10 seconds or so. Kidneys obviously support the bladder, so they're paired organs in the 5 elements, or in Chinese medicine. Obviously the kidneys release what isn't needed anymore, and then that sits into the bladder. Right hand side, we just want to work for just a short period of time because this can cause heat in the body. Then we're going to work some points for just calming the mind. So we're going to work right in the center of the forehead. So this one and the one below it are going to be really good for just calming that stress response in your mind whenever you get that diagnosis of cancer. That can be very scary, can invoke fear. And so these points are going to calm down your nervous system and also help you to use your intuition. A lot of times when we hear cancer, we get a lot of things that we think we need to do or that our doctors tell us we need to do. And this is about using your intuition to guide you and allow you to choose the treatment options that are best for your body. The next 2 points we're going to do are going to be very calming points for the mind as well. They're sedative points. These points are also going to produce the neurotransmitter GABA in your brain. GABA is an inhibitory neurotransmitter, and it can neutralize glutamate. Glutamate is an excitatory neurotransmitter, and too much of it can cause too much of an excitatory reaction in your body. So it can cause things like ADHD, like your mind just going constantly, anxiety, and things like that. Glutamate is what's made from glutamine, and glutamine is actually a substance that can feed cancer. So sugar and glutamate are the 2 things that can feed cancer. And so from a nutritional standpoint, you want to avoid sugars and carbs as much as possible, because if your body can run on ketones, you can actually starve the cancer. And by working with these 2 points, we can also help to neutralize glutamate, which is a byproduct of glutamine, and also help to starve the cancer that way. So right here in the middle of the forehead on either side, you can just go back and forth with your magic wand or with your reflexology detector. Do that on both sides. This is really good for just calming the brain, helping to produce that GABA. Incidentally, another thing that really helps to produce GABA in your body is butter. Butter contains butyric acid, and butyric acid is one of the things needed to make GABA. So when you are trying to starve cancer, you actually want to starve it through ketogenesis, or through producing ketones in your body. Cancers cannot run off of ketones, however the rest of your body can. And so butter is one of the things that you can eat a lot of because it contains no carbohydrates, and it will help your body to produce ketones. It also is going to help your body produce more GABA, which will help to neutralize glutamate, and so it's a win-win. Going back and forth over your eyebrows as well. This is very calming. Incidentally, I have never treated somebody with cancer with facial reflexology who has not had positive results. So a lot of times you might think, well, what's this going to do? Is it really going to help? I can tell you that I have helped many people with cancer get through the process. I have heard from many people who have had cancer that have used reflexology. I've had many of my students use it to help people, their clients who have gone through cancer as well. So don't think that this is just something that's going to make you feel good in the moment. This can be a very powerful tool to use to fight cancer. One thing that I also tell my clients is that if you are using facial reflexology and your tumors begin to shrink, or your tumor begins to shrink, make sure you do not allow your doctors to increase your doses of radiation or chemotherapy, because oftentimes they think that the radiation or the chemo is doing the trick, when in reality it's the facial reflexology or the diet or the things like that you're doing. So if you're getting positive results from some of these things like reflexology or from changing your diet, and your doctors want to increase your chemotherapy or your radiation doses or things like that, please don't let them, because those things are actually going to be harmful for your body. Okay, on your right hand side, we're going to go underneath the nose to directly underneath the iris of the eye, working slightly upward. This is going to be getting the liver and the gallbladder, very important for detoxification. So very potent anti-cancer points for any type of cancer. And then coming to the left-hand side, we're going to go in line with the bottom of the nose and directly over the smile line, and this is the stomach point. The stomach's job is to process meat, to process proteins. And so the stomach also energizes the body. So if you have plenty of protein and plenty of energy in your body's less likely to get things like cancers and things like that. So when your body's lacking energy and has to go through a different type of metabolism. So eat plenty of meat. It's really helpful for your body to regrow and restructure bone and muscle and cartilage and all of that tissue. And then this point here I'm doing is the spleen. The spleen is the largest lymph node at the body. Really important for your immune system and for also cleaning the body from the inside out. Now we're going to work across this whole upper lip. This whole upper lip is really important because it's going to help to regulate your blood sugars. Remember that cancer feeds on sugar. So if you can have a lower and more maintained blood sugar levels, just what the body needs for its everyday needs, you can help to starve those cancer cells, which actually need a lot more sugar than the other cells of your body. And this is also really good for just decreasing inflammation in your body. Obviously, anytime you have more inflammation in your body, you're going to be more prone to cancers and other metabolic diseases as well. So really good for all of those. And then as we get point 17 here to the edge, that's helping to decrease cortisol, or at least regulate it so you're getting cortisol at the right time of the day. You want lots of cortisol in the morning. It gives you energy, gives you focus and motivation, and then your cortisol levels should drop throughout the day. However, many of us have dysregulated cortisol levels, and then we get big boosts of cortisol in the afternoon, then we can't sleep well, and that just causes more stress in our body. Incidentally, if you are pregnant, avoid working this upper lip area, especially right in the middle. And then we're going to work the ureters, which is right underneath of the mouth here. And then finally, the main point we're going to work is this whole chin area. This is going to be the zone for the bladder, and you will likely feel an area that feels really stuck or stagnant, and that is probably the point, the reflex zone for exactly where your cancer or your cyst or whatever it is that you have going on in your bladder is. So feel around, and then wherever you feel that particular spot, you can work that several times a day. That's going to really help it to diminish in size. It's going to bring more healing compounds to the cancer that will help to fight it and help your body to be strong in fighting the cancer as well. So make sure you're working that whole chin and find the exact spot that feels. You might even have a marking there, like a brown spot or a mole or something like that, that often occurs at the same time. And then as always, we're going to finish by circling the ears. So starting at the top of the ear, going down. This is going to open up lymphatic drainage through the head and the neck. This sets the formula in so that your body can use it more efficiently and for a longer period of time. And it helps to regulate your sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems, which is going to help keep you in a state of feeling calm, being able to use energy when you need it, and to be able to conserve energy when you need it. Circle the ears, I'd say, probably 5 to 10 times. Work on the other ear. And be sure to like the video, comment on how you feel afterwards. If you felt that specific spot in your chin, let me know. And then keep me updated as you do this. This is something you can do every day, even a couple of times a day. In fact, if you've just recently gotten a diagnosis, I would suggest that you start doing this 3 or 4 times a day right away, and just see what happens. I think that you'll notice some pretty incredible results. All right, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.